Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Simon bringing you more Magic the Gathering spoilers. In a previous video I discussed the new Eldrazi creatures that were spoiled with the deck lists of the new Duel Decks, Zendikar vs Eldrazi. Today in this video I'm going to take a look at the other cards new to Magic which were also spoiled in those Duel Decks. These cards are kinda considered the first real spoilers for the upcoming Battle for Zendikar set, so let's get right into it. First, let's take a look at a common sorcery in Sheer Drop. It's pretty simple. For 2 colorless and a single white mana, you destroy a target tapped creature. It's not really impressive, but this spell does introduce a new mechanic to the game, Awaken. Awaken is an ability, maybe found only on spells, maybe not, we don't know for sure yet, but it allows you to pay an additional cost to gain an additional benefit. On Sheer Drop, you can pay 5 colorless and a single white mana instead of its normal 3 mana cost, and along with destroying a target tapped creature, you also put 3 +1/+1 counters on a target land you control. That land becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste, but it still counts as a land. So, do you remember those old enchantments from the original Zendikar block, the Zendikons, which turned lands into elemental creatures? Yeah, so it looks like this is the spiritual successor to that. We may not see specific cards dedicated to making lands into creatures, but we may see a lot of this Awaken ability. Now for Sheer Drop, I just don't think it's that good. It's really expensive for what it does, and it not being instant speed really hurts it. It's nice that you can basically pay 3 mana for a 3/3 with haste, but that doesn't really help the card that much in my opinion. Yet Awaken is a cool new ability that I'm looking forward to seeing more of as we get deeper into spoiler season. Next we have an uncommon enchantment in Retreat to Kazando. For 2 colorless and a single green mana, you get an enchantment with Landfall. Yep, we all knew Landfall was coming and here it is. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature, or gain 2 life. So this card can be compared to the Zendikar card Grazing Gladeheart, that annoying antelope which also gave you 2 life with Landfall. They both share a similar mana cost, but you lose the option to give counters for a 2/2 body on the field. Now obviously having the option to put counters on creatures is great, and it will usually average out to be better than a 2/2 creature. But Retreat to Kazando still isn't that good, it just doesn't do enough. Gaining life is meh, and you need to have a board presence to even make use of the counter effect. Now I will say this would go great with the artifact creature from Magic Origins, Hangerback Walker, cause that thing just loves 1/1 counters. In all, this card's just not very impressive, but hey, Landfall's back and that's exciting on its own. And lastly we have a doozy in Veteran Warleader. For 1 colorless, 1 green, and 1 white mana, you get an allied creature whose power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. It being an ally, you of course get an awesome ability with it. If you tap another untapped ally you control, Veteran Warleader gains your choice of First Strike, Vigilance, or Trample until end of turn. So this guy is pretty decent, basically because it's an ally. Allies all have great synergies, and the goal is to get as many of them onto the field as possible. That will boost this guy's stats a lot, while also giving it the flexibility to do all the stuff whenever you need it. Now this isn't a perfect card by any means, and it really isn't that good for limited play. But in an ally deck, it could become a staple. It's really bad on a small board and it's awful against wipes, but I think the power of allies will make up for those faults. We still have to wait and see what other allies are released in this set, but I'm hopefully optimistic for this card. So there you go guys, the most recent spoilers to come out of the Duel Decks Zendikar vs Eldrazi. Let me know what you think of these cards in the comments below. What other types of cards would you like to see in the Battle for Zendikar? If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.